BagFuel, baby.
Because Bridget just said the pool is trash.
Pool is small.
The bar is trash.
The bar is in hell.
Everybody knows that.
Is it really, though?
Yeah. The bar is in hell. For everyone.
All right, how's the bar in hell for women and how's the bar in hell for men?
The bar is in hell for men because by the time most men figure out exactly what they want,
Or become
a quality
man.
a quality man, and that's
Let's
not
keep
to
it
say,
real.
but there are some quality men who still don't know what they want.
Yeah.
So they waste a lot of women's time to get there. So by the time they figure
Part
it
of the
out,
process.
you know, that's part of the process. So by the time they figure it out, it's kind of like the women that would be considered their equal, they're not interested anymore.
What about from the woman's perspective? Because you just got married.
Just got married.
Congratulations. I
Thank
see
you.
the weight loss.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming together.
Yes. And you also said you trying to have this in the oven as well.
At some point, yep, soon. Not trying actively, but it'll happen when it's meant to happen.
You working?
Yeah.
Splashed?
Absolutely. Whenever we get a chance, we try. But
What's up, Essa?
I ain't said nothing. I'm just
Yeah, your face.
but no, it's in hell. The bar is in hell for women too, because
In what way?
there's too many women that are not honest about what they want. So women are liars. A lot of women are liars. They cap about what they want. They say they want a man to treat them good, but they don't want to.
They want a man
but they
to be
call
honest.
But they call somebody like a Russell Wilson a square. You don't want somebody that's corny. You don't want somebody that's goofy. You don't want. So then you're a liar. You don't want somebody to treat you well. Then if that's what you saying that you want,
Like, and Esso and I've spoken about it where dudes are like, I want a girl who understands everything sexually, but has no past, has never done anything.
no one's
I'm
ever
like,
touched her.
that ain't gonna work, bro.
That's not gonna work.
She gonna have
Not
to
a
have
thing.
some practical experience for you to get what you want out of it.
The other side of that is too. There's the population that settle. There's women that settle. There's men that settle.
What does settling mean, though?
Settling means not getting exactly what you want, but not wanting to keep striving to find it.
Mm-hmm.
You just give up. So she got a couple attributes. She might have a good job.
Mm-hmm.
You might like her, but y'all sex ain't all that.
Mm-hmm.
But you just be like, yo, but she's a good woman.
Yeah.
Or she's this, and I don't think she's gonna cheat. So you settle, and then down the line, you be like, I'm not feeling fulfilled. This ain't what I want. And then you arguing and you fighting, and you don't even know why, because she don't care about sex, and you're not fulfilled. And you didn't think about that, and she's not thinking about it. And then women settle too. They want a dude that might have a couple dollars. They might want a dude that's busting their back down, but he's a nice guy. And he has a good job, or he's
There's
caring
stability,
and
right.
doesn't have a good job,
Right.
but he's gonna be home and hold her down while she's going to work.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot of that, and then people don't want to be lonely.
Yeah.
that's another thing.
Lonely is real.
Based on our experiences, I feel like there is no perfect situation.
No.
Nobody's checking off the box. So in theory, we're all gonna settle for something. I'm not saying that's the mindset to have.
I don't know if it's a settle for something as much as it is a compromise, right? I had a really incredible conversation with my homegirl who's single, and she was like, yo, the type of men that I'm attracted to, the type of shit that they want, I'm never gonna be willing to do. So I'm just not even gonna, I can't pursue them because I know myself as a woman, I'm not gonna be okay with certain shit. There's a lot of women that would love to date athletes for a multitude of reasons, whether it's money, whether it's status.
It comes with a lot.
But it comes with a lot. So
Well,
to
in
know
both
that
ways.
to acknowledge that you're just not built for some of that shit is a big part of it too.
But do they deal with the issue of what they're attracted to and why? If you're attracted to it, why?
Right.
And if you are, then you got to deal with the repercussions and the consequences. I don't think the repercussion for your homegirl, and I don't know her, is never gonna be to date or fuck what she really likes.
Nah,
so
but it's an acknowledgement too of self-awareness. Like that's not her, you know what I'm saying? The type of time that she would have to be on for that to work, she's not on. And so that's why that's being realistic. I don't think that's necessarily settling if she doesn't go after exactly what she wants per se, because sometimes what you want doesn't really fit with who you are and what you have to offer.
I just think we look for as many boxes that somebody can check off, but when something's lacking, it's so glaring that it makes everything else not work or seem as valuable. And I think that's the conundrum we're all in right now.
It's
like Esso said,
it's the comparison. It's
who's gonna-
comparing it. It's not even the boxes you checking are not your boxes. You're checking boxes to impress other people a lot of time.
But what's crazy is that's the terminology of checking boxes. Like, nobody's talking about love. Like, when you, and I always say that on the relationship shows that I'm on, like, what the fuck are you checking boxes and doing?
Right.
Technically.
That part.
Like, okay,
That
like that's just the real side of it. Like, if I'm meeting somebody, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm older than both of y'all. I've never checked boxes. Like, I don't get down like that. If I meet somebody, and I've been blessed. I've been blessed to meet women that have had good jobs and make good money. You know what I'm saying? And are not selfish and loving. So I know that it's out there. You have compatibility. Sometimes things just don't work out. You know what I'm saying? But in all of those great situations, even when I met my wife, I wasn't checking boxes. When I met her, I was like, yo, I like her. You know what I'm saying? She made me feel good. I start seeing what the boxes are later, and then you decide if you want to stay.
That's how we look at it.
If you want to stay or not. But in this situation of people, in what I've seen, they're checking boxes before, exactly.
The checking boxes before they even know
Before
how
you even
they
know
feel.
if I like you.
Right.
They're sitting down saying, boy, you got a good job, you got kids, you this, you that, you like sex,
could dress,
want to
you
do
got a nice
poly.
car, right.
Bitch, I don't even know if I need the poly, bitch. Your sex might be trash. Then there's no point
Might not
for
be
us.
poly at all.
Then there's no point
it might
for us
just be
to
me over
poly.
there.
Exactly. So it's like everybody, and that's what I personally think is backwards in this time. Everybody's looking for and this check boxes shit. Like, before, only old ass bitches was checking boxes who had been around the block. Because they was like, I'm not dealing with this nigga.
Right.
I didn't have experience with this nigga. I know what this one is at. Now when they 25 or 27, what the fuck? You don't even know what boxes you want to check.
Yeah, there's not enough experience to make those decisions.
Exactly. Like, that's what I be lost about. Everybody's stuck on checking boxes, and I'm just like, what are we doing that for if I don't even like you?
That's why I said the bar is in hell. Because if you don't know what being treated well feels like, and have that be the bare minimum, like that's the basis of a foundation is respect and acknowledgement and consideration and thoughtfulness. Like, that's the baseline. That's not a lot of people's baseline.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. And y'all can take it over from here. This is the issue to me with women and what their thought process might be right now, maybe, right? As they're coming in, they're having thoughts on things that they don't even know about.
Right.
Right? So I'm talking to a female about a female friend of mine that had a baby late, right? So she was one of my best friends. And I told her, I said, yo, if you had this baby late, yo, you're gonna go through postpartum. I'm telling you, she's like, don't wish that stuff on me. I said, but all the women I see having babies at 38 to 40, they be having these different bouts with postpartum, right?
It hits them different.
This is real shit. This isn't even about the postpartum.
Giving me fear. You're giving me anxiety now.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
4 years goes by. I went from speaking to her every day to 4 years going by, and I spoke to her maybe 5 times. Yes. On the 5th time, the baby's 4 years old. On the 5th time, she called me like, yo, Randy, I ain't seen you in a long time. Let's get up and let's kick it. She apologized to me. She talked to me about postpartum, right?
Wow.
That's cool. I understand that. So I'm talking to a younger female, and we're having like a roundtable discussion. And I mentioned the postpartum to her, and she was like, yo, so when she decided to call you and be like, you know, I'm coming out of the postpartum, you know, maybe we could talk. I'm not accepting of that. And she was like, you're not accepting of that? I said, no. I said, because you're talking to a man who, somebody tried to take my life, right? I had to recuperate, learn to walk again, everything.
Yeah.
I didn't cut people off, and I had mental shit going on too, okay? So I'm looking at a difference. So this is what the young girl who told me, who's never had a murder attempt in her life and survived. She's never had a baby.
None of these boxes are
She's never
checked.
had a baby. You know what she said to me? And this was the most confusing thing. She said, you're comparing somebody trying to kill you to postpartum? I said, somebody tried to take my life. Yeah, I'm comparing that to motherfucking postpartum. What are you talking about? Oh my God, you can't compare nothing to postpartum. Although
It
the
supersedes everything.
Although the 100 niggas tried to attack you and kill you, you barely got away, and you had to recuperate for 10 months, and you had to walk again, and you suffering from PTSD, and your back is fucked up. It's nothing compared to postpartum. So I said to her, you had a baby?
Right.
How could you tell me this? And I called Hynaken, I said, this is the problem with what we got going on in this whole society.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Bridget
making
Kelly.
opinions on stuff that they don't even know or have not even gone through. So how the fuck are we gonna get to even adjusting and being in a relationship with somebody? That's not possible because everybody's living in their own world right now.
What you about to say, Bridget?
They're living on the internet right now.
Woo! That's the own world?
They're living on the internet. Everything. And to be fair, I've watched so much discourse over the last like couple months online, and I'm like, half of this shit is cap. Anybody that like the conversations around like women's roles and men's roles and 50-50 partnership, like all the fake outrage on that's not real in real life. It's just not real.
Who is gonna be in a real relationship and say, oh well, we want to get this, but I'm not giving you no money towards it. But we're in love and we're together. But you know what? I can't. This is gonna ruin the relationship, Bridget, if I have to put down my $50 for this meal. It's not gonna happen. When you in a loving relationship, women is pulling the card out like, nigga,
women pay for shit all the time. That's why when I see this shit online, I'm like, are people really
what are they talking
about? Are they making shit up?
Yes, they are because they want attention.
I don't know no women, like, I know dirtbag men.
I do know women that don't pay for shit, though.
I do, too.
I know both.
I know both. That's what I was about to say.
I do know those that never go in their pocket.
I know some dirtbag men, but even dirtbag men are holding the door open when women walk in the door. They're giving up their seat on it. You know what I'm saying?
But you know,
like,
most of them are doing that to be in good graces, to potentially fall in some box.
Even
I just gotta keep it real.
And women do, too.
Well, let some women be in some good graces then. Is what you saying, too. Let them be in some good graces then.
Speaking of good graces, right? You are a black woman. I saw something that black women are suing Hinge. Did you hear about that?
No.
The dating app. They found out the algorithm pushes them down to be potential matches. So when they change their profile
to white,
they shoot up more.
But why are they so upset? This is a white man's country and world.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Hinge app is supposed to be meant for the favoritism of women, if I'm not mistaken.
Black women are low on the totem pole like black men. We're all hated.
No, I understand that.
We're all in a bottle of hate.
I just want to get Bridget's perspective on that because I saw a lot of women upset that they're not getting the chances to be showcased more equally as the other choices. And I'm sitting there like, maybe the men that are on this app are going towards that more. And also, too, the app is not meant for you to be in a relationship. Because if you're in a relationship...
I thought Hinge was like a hookup app.
All these dating apps is hookup apps. What are they talking about?
Instagram is a hookup app. Instagram is a hookup app. You just got to call a spade a spade. Like,
it was. And then it had to evolve because other people were getting relationships off the hookup.
Yeah.
So they had to evolve.
My friend got married to somebody off of Hinge.
There you go. So it
like
evolves.
They met and they started dating and they realized like they were both on the same page with their spirituality, their religion, and all the things. Yeah. And then they ended up courting and
Hinge
getting married.
hates that. Those apps hate that because then you're not on the app no more.
Right.
So their goal is not to have you have a successful relationship.
Correct.
Wow, I never realized that.
Absolutely.
I've never been on a dating app, so I'm not hip.
So
the boost, so your profile could be seen more.
Right.
And get more chances.
There's a documentary on Netflix right now about Ashley Madison. I don't remember if y'all remember the cheating site that got hacked and it was like a data breach and they leaked everybody's information that was on this site. It was basically for married people that wanted to cheat safely. That was the whole point of the website. Okay. And they had over 7 million subscribers worldwide. People were like married people on the app finding other married people to cheat with. Like, and some people met up with other people and some people just had like, you know, emotional
Interactions.
cheating, online whatever, like those kind of interactions. But it made me think about even Hinge in understanding that most of the time people seek that kind of interaction out of boredom and loneliness, not really because they want to date. But to your point about Black women being upset, I agree that it is just the way that it is to some degree, but I don't think that just because something is the norm and is the standard that should just be acceptable, especially when I don't understand how Hinge works. I'm not sure if you pay for you do pay to be boosted.
Yes.
You do. So people are paying, Black women are paying to be put on a certain in a certain tier to be accessible. I don't know how the algorithm might work, but if Black women are not the preference, then Black women collectively should, I agree with suing them, and also take your money elsewhere and go where you're appreciated.
Why is that so difficult to
I don't think it's a difficult
I'll be like,
thing,
yo, if y'all
but-
not pushing me up to the top, pause. How much money did I really
to me,
spend with
it's
y'all?
what I'm paying for, right? It's one thing if the default setting is just that there's more white men that want non-Black women. If that's just the default setting of the app, then you can't sue somebody for that. You can't sue somebody for the preference not being you. That's not what's in question. I think it has to do with the fact that these women spent money. So it's like, if I'm spending my money to do this, you're taking my money, but I'm not getting the service I'm paying for. That's just a bottom line bad business deal. Like, that's just a bad
They
transaction.
can't prove that they're not that.
How do you prove that? How do you prove
Because
that?
the underlying,
Being accessible and being and creating interactions though are not the same.
I agree, but
So like, if you're paying to be top, like the way that we would pay to boost a post on Instagram,
Instagram,
it brings more eyes to it. It doesn't guarantee engagement.
Can I ask you an honest question about Black and white?
Sure.
Because you're half white too, right? And don't answer it if you think it's gonna be bad, because I really want to know this. It is a stark difference between the attitude of a Black woman and the attitude of a white woman dealing with the relationship. Would you agree?
No.
What would you think? So you think that the Black woman's attitude and the way she talks to men and her outlook is the same as the white woman?
Yes. The bottom line is the same.
the bottom line.
I done asked about the bottom.
The bottom line is the same,
line
but
is the same.
how they go about it is
I'm not asking.
it's the process.
I'm not asking. The bottom line with men is the same. We all want to get pussy and find somebody and find some woman that we like, right? Black men don't go about it the same as white men do. It's a stark difference on how we carry ourselves and who we be around and what we like and how we do. Spanish men too. Spanish men are totally different than how we roll and we do things. So when you're telling me that Black women and white women act the same way,
I don't think it's
just
racial. I think it's socioeconomic. The way men move is socioeconomic. It's got nothing to do with race,
I'm
in my
just talking
opinion.
about Black because listen, I'll put it
Because
out
if you're
there.
a Black lawyer, you're a Black attorney,
listen,
you're
I'm not-
rolling up to whoever you like, whatever you like,
talking about
differently than if you are a UPS driver. You just are.
I'm talking about relationship-wise. It's known that Black women, your Black side, they talk too fucking much. They got too much to say. I'll just say it. They talk too fucking much. They talk too aggressive. They think the world revolves around them, and they're not bartering. They're not coming to the table compromising. Nah, they're not doing that. Not right now in this space. Period. And if you ask people when we run shit down the line, I've fucking been on relationship shows. When you take surveys and they take different races, all the races will say the same thing about the Black woman. All of them. Men and women. White women be like, yo, them Black girls is crazy. Black men is like, yo, them Black girls is crazy. Why is that? Because even my father, 82 years old, from Belvedere, North Carolina, who he thought he hated white women, says, yo, they just got a different type of understanding for men and shit right now, even Black ones.
There's a couple things to consider.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason I say a lot of it is socioeconomic is because, obviously, white people are the majority in this country. In general, if we look at statistically across the country, there's more poor white people per capita than there are poor Black people because there's just more white people, period, right? In terms of domestic violence cases, most domestic violence cases happen to impoverished people. The majority of them are white. In terms of drug use, addiction, any of that kind of stuff, drug use, alcohol abuse, also in impoverished places. You gotta consider the starting point. So to me, it's anything that's race related is really rooted in whether or not somebody is coming from a place of privilege or a place of without privilege. When I say the bottom line is the same, is because white women have the privilege of just being more passive aggressive about it.
That's what I was gonna say.
Right? There's microaggression, there's passive aggression, but the bottom line is the same. And the compromises that white women are willing to make benefit them. There's no benefit for black women to be compromising in the framework in which whatever men are bringing to the table are expecting them to compromise.
Why is there benefit for white women but there's no benefit for black women?
Because the white women that are willing to compromise are either starting from a place of privilege, or the ways in which they're compromising, they're going to get privilege from whatever they're compromising for.
You think a white woman being nice and a black woman being nice equally to a black man, she would still get further?
I don't
That's
agree.
how I'm absorbing
A
what
white woman is already in a place of privilege. She's already starting
I'm
ahead.
talking about, we're talking about them.
I'm-
We're talking about how they're relating with the other sex. If a white woman comes and is nice to me, and a black woman is nice to me, she's not getting more privilege. If anything,
The black
I'm gonna be
girl's
honest,
top
the black
tip.
girl is gonna get it.
Yeah.
If anything for me, the
Yes.
black girl's gonna get it. I'm not coming across sweet black women, period. When you sit down and you think about it, they have been few and far in between. Even my wife, I wouldn't categorize her as a sweet black woman. She's caring and she's
Loving,
affectionate.
yes.
But she wants to go get her money. She's gonna talk crazy. She's gonna be out of fucking line. She's gonna lose her fucking mind and all types of shit. And then look at me and be like, yo, like,
So if I
this is regular shit because this is regular shit. Let me just finish. Let me just walk the door real quick. Because this is regular shit. And I'm gonna speak to something that you said. I told Hynaken, I told my father this. I said, why in our black community, and this ain't women, this is men, every time we disagree, it's an argument. I've seen white people disagree and be like, I'm just not gonna agree with you, Johnny. And I'm not gonna agree, and we're gonna move on. But when black people, women, black, we always like, yo, you so fucking stupid. And why the fuck you don't see what the fuck is going on? Everything is rooted, and I told my father, I said, this started a long time ago.
Of course it did.
This was learned behavior while I'm watching my sister,
That's
60
why I
years
said
old.
the starting point matters. The starting point matters. The starting point matters. As a black man, you cannot tell me from the day you were born, you have not constantly, every day of your waking, walking life, had to prove how smart you are, how strong you are, how valid you are, how emotionally intelligent you are, how useful you are. Everything about your existence is about proving your manhood. So when you ask a question like, why can't black men ever just disagree? Because there's more at stake than just disagreeing. White people can exist in mediocrity and it's fine. Black men cannot be mediocre. You have to be twice as good to get half as much. And even then, they're still gonna take it from you. So with black women, it's the same thing. You have to consider the conditioning that got them there. Ask any black woman that you don't think is sweet how many times they've ever been approached sweetly. And that'll give you the answer as to why they're not sweet.
Okay, but I'm gonna give you the other side of it.
Because I don't know any, if I'm honest, I don't know any black men that are ever warm and soft upon entry, that treat a woman with delicacy.
You don't think upon entry? I think upon entry they would, but as it goes along,
As it goes along, it turns up, Bridget. You know.
I'm saying, as it goes along, it can change to me.
Absolutely not. I don't think that's the way in which we relate to each other because there's more at stake. When I say it's different for a white woman or a white man, they can disagree and go about their business because nothing about their lives depends on it.
But
you
nothing
get into
in
an
our
argument
lives technically depends on it.
Maybe not. But
It doesn't. That's
for
the state of mind that you want to be in. But then still.
But think about the type of conditioning you've had to have in your life to place that kind of importance on some shit that's not that important.
But is it because we've been taking advantage so
Yes.
much in relationships, business, that now we all come in and we all are experienced people? So when you say you haven't run into men who are sweet and inviting, half men are like that. But then women start making concessions.
They talk about him like Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
And
that's
vice
the
versa.
issue.
And guess what?
And that's it. So nobody
vice
don't want to
versa.
be that. You don't want to be Russell Wilson because he's rich. Other than that, if he wasn't rich, niggas would be like, I would never want to be that nigga.
And what is rich? Socioeconomics. And that's my point.
Yes.
It's rooted in socioeconomics. It's not even about race, really. A white woman can leave and by default has more options just on the surface. Being reg-deg, not washing her legs with a washcloth, whatever, fucking basic, not putting no lotion on, whatever the meaty fucking
not
ochre.
put no lotion on.
Mediocre.
Yo, what's
A
wrong
white
with you?
woman can be mediocre and have worlds of opportunities more just because she's white. So there's no advantage to her. She doesn't have to raise her voice to be heard. Black women do. When they don't, they get walked over. They do.
I think that that's their state of mind, because when we're dealing with this, right, we have to understand that side of the black woman, yo. And niggas do, whether they voice it or not. They be like, oh, women are still supposed to be the jewel. They're still not expecting them to be the foul one. They're still not expecting them to be the liar. They're still not expecting them to do none of these things. But the problem, like I always say with the black women and the man, is this. The same outlook that you're expecting us to understand, that you grew up and you lived by, is not provided to us the same way. And I always try to explain to black women, I love them, right? But y'all number 2 most hated. Y'all not the black man. Y'all don't have the dick. Y'all don't have the strength or nothing. So if y'all experience this much hate and this much shit that y'all gotta deal with, imagine what niggas gotta deal with. You're one of the few women that have said, couple women that sit on these shows with the cameras, it seems like they're more enlightened to the world than the rest of the women, because y'all will speak up and say, yo, black man, yo, niggas got it hard out here, y'all tripping.
That's a rarity to hear.
When we walk out this door.
It's a hot take, but heterosexual black men to me are at the bottom of the totem pole.
Okay, and when I'm telling people that's what's so bad is I'm fighting for my same race of women to even understand that. And they're fighting, this is what's happening. I'm telling you what they're saying.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas ain't worse off than us.
It's oppression Olympics. Y'all are playing oppression Olympics. Like, it literally is, it's the all lives matter of fucking gender war. That's what all it is. It's like, well, these people matter. Well, our problems are this and our,
There you go.
It's oppression Olympics. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is how much grace are you willing to grant in order to receive it? And if the playing field was leveled by socioeconomic success, that'd be an easier conversation to have. But there's more at stake. Because if you come from nothing, your entire existence growing up is to accumulate that. Whatever that looks like, by any means necessary, right? Mm-hmm. For white people, it doesn't have to be by any means necessary. I have a white mom. There was very few things I ever had to worry about socioeconomically. Ever. I never had to think about certain shit. I didn't grow up poor. I never had to think about certain shit. There's disadvantages to that, right?
Yeah.
There's disadvantages
I
to
said
that.
like,
There's certain things
They're
that
gonna criticize your look.
I have pretty privilege, right? I won't call it colorism because I'm half white, so technically it's people that are anti-black, because there's always this conversation, even with the Drake and Kendrick conversation, about him cosplaying black and black culture versus it's just anti-black, because then you get into an argument about trying to validate what makes you black. And I don't associate, my dad was from the Bahamas, so it's Caribbean culture anyway. It's a totally different thing than an African-American experience. However, in America, it doesn't matter. It's the same shit.
You're black.
You're black.
So I think the disadvantage is that there's certain things, certain basic bottom line principles that are not applicable to the way that there's certain privileges that my mom did not realize I would not have because I don't look like her. I'm a Latin passing girl. I'm not. Nobody has ever in my life looked at me and been like, oh yeah.
Yeah, she's white.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. And I grew up here. I grew up in New York. So anybody always thought I was Puerto Rican or Dominican or whatever. So the disadvantage is really that some fundamental things that we attribute to being cultural are survival techniques. I didn't need any.
For example?
How you carry yourself, what you wear when you leave the house, making sure you always have clean underwear, clean t-shirt, clean socks, like the way that you clean your house, making sure, like how you take care of yourself, how you maintain certain things. A lot of that stuff wasn't taught to me until I got older and I was staying at people's houses and saw how different people live than the way that we live, because it doesn't matter. There's certain levels of mediocrity. There was a conversation that Cheech had with my mom when we first started dating. My mom's an avid cyclist. She's a bike rider. She rides 40 miles a day. She's 72 years old. She's a monster.
Congratulations.
So thank you. She's really amazing. But she wears like homeless people shit. Like her shit is fucked up. She got holes in the thing. And so Cheech was asking her like, yo.
I know, 'cause he's a fashion, fresh ass nigga.
He's like, yo, we could just buy new shit. Like, you don't have to be outside like this. And she's like, well, I don't, I don't need new stuff all the time. Like, I don't have to. And it dawned on him like, yo, there's a privilege that she don't ever, if he got on a bike as a black man,
It's over.
looking and dressing the way she
he'd be
dresses,
homeless.
he'd be considered homeless and be considered
J.
a
Cole.
threat.
J. Cole, when he went for the Cybertruck. You saw the video, right? Mm-hmm. When he went to go Tesla and they really barked on him and shooshed him away like he was a bum. Like, get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
He's a black man, but I understand what she's saying.
But you see what I'm saying?
But had that been a white dude.
Let me say this to y'all. And I'm gonna jump the ball right here.
Go for it.
We hold ourselves to that standard. It's not the other people. When we get money, you know what we do? We go buy the whip. And where do we go? To South Jamaica, Queens with the whip. Why? Because they gotta see me fresh. I gotta wear my clothes. Them other people, them rich motherfuckers, they don't necessarily care. Because when I'm in LA and I'm rolling around in my Yeezys and my socks and my frumpy shit, they don't care out there.
Yes, but they do kind of care.
No, the fuck they don't.
Let me say, what's the one thing they complain about J. Cole? Why he be looking homeless?
Not in LA.
I mean,
When
but
he's in New York. It's
a big majority, though.
It's a different.
Am I bugging, Bridget?
You're not.
They
In
complain
general,
about him.
yeah, he's not getting it. Just because he's J. Cole doesn't mean he's going to get into Delilah with socks and slides and basketball shorts. Yeah, like you're not. Industry is very different. I just think in general there is a certain standard that black people have that white people don't, and they don't have to have it. And there's a privilege in that, but there's also a mediocrity in that because most of them don't know that it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that
I just think we
it's.
foster it. I think some of that is other people, yes, but the part where we flossing and spending our money, that's all on ourselves. That's for our community. To stand out amongst our people. That has nothing to do with white, black, Spanish, or Chinese.
Again.
That's just who we are. We're trendy. White people will watch the Rolling Stones forever. Black people is not doing that. They don't fuck with that. That's just how we
got Bridget's mom's half. White, so she might understand what I'm gonna say. How we show off to our people, they have their own way. With certain white people, being able to go coupon shopping is a big deal. Like, that's their thing. Yo, I got 90% off and I clipped all the coupon. Yo, it sounds crazy till you
I know
see
why
it.
it doesn't sound crazy. I know black people that are like
No,
that.
but that's like, look at her.
And
She'll
we look
tell
at
you.
them crazy though.
Yeah, so how we floss and how they floss, they still have their hierarchy of how they want to get their shit off. We just don't know what it is.
Nepotism is how they do it. Nepotism.
Is that a bad thing though?
No.
I love it.
No. I wish more black people were
You don't agree with that though.
They won't.
applying nepotism.
You
Why
don't
not?
like nepotism.
Why not?
I didn't say that.
With Bronny and LeBron James,
Listen.
that's nepotism.
I love nepotism.
The reason why I don't fuck with it with LeBron and Bron James because they already have enough money to do whatever he wants to do. He's not going to be the ball player that they want him to be. So I'm saying go with Rich Paul. Use your nepotism card over there because you can survive over there.
He's a
Don't fuck around and be in the league for 2 years and then when your father's gone, you're out the league. That's trash nepotism. That's nigga shit.
Why is it
Real
trash
shit,
nepotism?
because 2 years isn't gonna provide you with the legacy. He can be with Rich Paul for 30 years.
But it's not about. What if it's not about the legacy for him? What if it's just about having a? I don't think. I don't think he's only.
It's
in the league
about it for
2 years.
LeBron. They asked the young man, "Do you want to play with your father?" No, that's never been a dream of mine. He said it. It's never been a dream of
But
mine.
nepotism is always based on the parent's dream and not the child.
But that's cool, but LeBron James is in so many pockets. Nepotism does not have to run through the NBA.
But think about
That's what
this.
it could run through movies.
He's got other kids though.
It could. Bryce could go
He's
to the
got other
NBA.
kids, though,
Yeah,
so-
Bryce can do the NBA. Bryce is the one that they saying is better. This is what I'm saying. If we're gonna have
He had better
nepotism,
stats at Sierra Canyon.
Yes. Let him get his shit off. That's all.
Listen, Bryce might
He's an
not.
athlete, so
listen,
this is offensive to him.
Bryce might not make it there. You follow what I'm saying? Like there is no guarantee. But when she's saying nepotism, this is like this. Aton's father bought buildings per se throughout New York City.
Mm-hmm.
They used the buildings. One of the buildings, he didn't want to own buildings. He wanted to own restaurants.
Right.
He wanted to be a restaurateur.
Yeah.
Right? He could have just went to do buildings. No, I'm gonna use what you're giving me and I'm gonna apply it over here. That's all I'm saying.
LeBron has so much money that Bronny can go play.
Uh-huh.
Bronny can go play.
Where?
And leave in the NBA. He can go play for as long as he wants, and then if he decides he wants to shift his focus, he can.
See, he
doesn't have to. That's the beauty of nepotism.
This is provided.
It's the choice and the option to do whatever the fuck based on your parents' success.
This is provided he's good. We're not talking about passing along a construction business or motherfucking Uber or something like that. Y'all are trying to pass down.
It doesn't have to be though.
Why
does it have to
be? It does. Listen. This is what's going on.
Why does it have to be that in order for it to count, though? In order for it to
why does it have to be what?
Why does it have to be that he creates? Why does it have to be that he creates this whole separate legacy in order for it to count?
Okay, because listen, it's not to count. If I'm trying to have nepotism in my family, and this is my lead, right? In order for this to happen, he has to be good and survive for a long time. It's like Rick Brunson.
That's not true.
It does, because he's not going to be able to pass it down. You can't pass down just being in the league.
But it's not just the league. It's about having the financial security.
This is what I'm saying. So
that's why that's the luxury of the nepotism.
I totally agree, but you don't have to go play 2 years to do that.
He may not play 2 years. He might play 7.
He might play 9. Which is what I'm trying to say.
But the beauty of nepotism is to force the issue.
If it was, look, we're still black, right?
Yeah.
If it was looked at as if he was good, say if he was just regular good, I wouldn't be saying this. Because it would be a shot. If he was regular good, right? He's not regular good. He's on the level of Bronny is unfollowing friends because they're saying he's not regular good. He got to go to the G League. He's going to start. That's not the look for the Nepo. That's not the look, right? If this is the case, I don't have to put him through that. Like she said, I'm rich, right? I can provide nepotism in so many different ways. I can send him to acting school like they did with motherfucking Little Meech, nigga. I can put him through that. I can put him with Rich Paul, and he can fucking manage and direct 40 fucking athletes.
Let me show you something.
And be rich.
Bridget Kelly is a singer. If her daughter or son, whichever one she has, is able to now extend what she did as an artist, I think that would matter more to her. I'm sorry if I'm projecting, than mattering in sports. Whatever the connectivity of a parent's success, when a parent opens up a restaurant, they want that child to be in the restaurant world. That's what nepotism is to me. I don't know what do you think?
No, I think nepotism has more to do with providing the access to the opportunities and letting the kids do what
Let them do what they want to do in that space. And you have enough power and you can move people around and you're using your influence.
Even when you think about the education system in college, Ivy League schools, legacy is a... Legacy is huge. Legacy is what provides kids certain scholarships and grants and opportunities. It's almost got nothing to do with how smart a kid actually is or how qualified a kid actually is for the job, which to me is really the root of nepotism. You're in whether you're qualified or not because of who your parent is, right?
Yes.
The problem is we're so used to a all or nothing kind of mentality where if you're not LeBron, if you're not Kobe, if you're not MJ, if you're not, you know what I'm saying? If you're not a defensive player like Rodman, if you're not doing that kind of, if you're not that kind of, we can't categorize you in this caliber, then why bother? That's a problem. That defeats the whole purpose of nepotism. The whole point of nepotism is to kick the door open and hold the fucking door. So whatever your kid comes through and wants to do with that moment, let them fucking do it and change their mind. Let them change their mind. How many times do we have an opportunity as black people, as successful people, have the opportunity to provide a fully supported opportunity for a kid and be like, if you don't want to do it, change your mind. That's the beauty of nepotism. You can change your fucking mind. So if he gets in the league and does 2 years, who gives a shit? How many times in our lifetime are we ever gonna see a star like LeBron or any star, period, with their kid at the same time in the league? We're not going to see that probably again in our lifetime.
I'm looking more for
If they were good, it would be fine. That Ken Griffey Jr. Listen, Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. is doing that. When you're dealing with sports, it is performance-based. You're just not passing it down. If you're in the corporate structure, you're vice president, nigga. You got the vice president spot, whether you know shit or not. You can't get on that court and do that. That's not, you can't do that.
I hear you, but there's some players in the league that are not that great.
And they're not going to create the effect of nepotism.
It's the sports business.
Yeah, there you go. And here's the funny part, Esso. You just sat here.
It's not performance based. You know how many if Bronny shoots free throws like Shaq, if Bronny shoots free throws like Shaq, and he's on the court at the same time, if he's on the same team with his dad, people are still going to pay for that.
Marketing dollars.
They don't give a fuck if he's good or not. That's the point of nepotism. It's to make more money. It's a business. It's not about performance. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Northwest was Simba in The Lion King at Hollywood fucking Bowl, and people were living. People were fucking tight. I would have been tight. I'm spending thousands of dollars for my kid to be in fucking voice and dance lessons at the same time, and you got Northwest off-key, off-beat self on stage because of nepotism.
Northwest is not on the court or singing against somebody live.
Was.
I'm talking about on stage.
Yes. She was on stage at the Hollywood Bowl in a professional performance of The Lion King.
I'm not saying she's not. You're missing my point. I understand. I understand. I understand.
Jason Weaver was kicking chairs. Like,
I understand what y'all are excited about it.
That's funny.
But I'm talking about what y'all are talking about is not competition on a basketball court, on a field. It's not. It's not up and down. It's not proving yourself every second of every minute of this game. It's not. If it was that simple, he wouldn't be upset. People talking about he going to the G League. That's
not fair what you just said.
If it was that simple, because if he's going to the G League, then it should be nepotism, correct?
That's not fair.
Because he's playing pro basketball.
Hold on. She took a top person slot, which is based on performance, talent, and skill. Yes.
Bro, top person slot, this nigga was ranked 98. And they woke up, he's 55, nigga. But he played in the All-American game. He played in the All-American game. He wasn't even ranked. This nigga's calling me every day. Hey, guess what, Bronny?
Yep, it's up, nigga.
Yo, Bronny's 77. Okay, Bronny's 23. Yep. Bronny's 13. I said, bro, this is trash. I understand what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is nigga shit. You're making a mockery of the shit. You're putting it right there in front of niggas' face where everybody's sitting here talking about it. And I'm saying, yo, if you're LeBron James, if it was that easy.
This is the music business.
If it was that easy, real talk, Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time. His son was a McDonald's All-American. Never made it. Dwayne Wade's son was better than Bronny. Dwayne Wade's son was better than Bronny. Played on the same team as Sierra Canyon.
Here's the difference with that.
What?
I agree with everything.
What?
Their father wasn't playing actively and playing at a really...
D-Wade was actively.
No. He was trash.
D-Wade was...
And then it wasn't going to count. At that time, he was trash.
I wasn't say D-Wade was ever trash.
When his son... Hold on. Stop. By the time his son was ready to play, how much points was he averaging?
I don't know. Do you know?
Like 10, 12 points.
That's cap. D-Wade never averaged 10, 12 points for a season. That's cap, nigga. You want to put money on that, nigga?
I'm going to pull it up right now.
That's cap. What are you talking about 10, 12 points, nigga? You bunking out.
At the end of the day, the nepotism of it all, and it's not even to shit on Northwest. She's a kid, so I would never shit on her as a child. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. I think the responsibility falls on the adults. The level of access and resources that are available and accessible to the child should be exercised to whatever fucking degree, especially if you're black. Especially if you're black. Because there's probably very few examples of that where you can be as carefree as you want to be as a kid, as a black kid
in America,
about what choices you have to make.
I'm cool with all of that other stuff.
Even if they're mediocre.
Listen, no.
Even if they're mediocre.
Let me tell you why that's not good. I'm going to tell you why. Because of the statement that you started out with. Black people gotta work doubly hard to get to where they are.
So if nepotism provides that you don't have to work that fucking hard, why would you choose that?
Can I just say what I'm saying to say?
Yes.
Because this is still a white man's country.
That's
They're
fair.
not gonna keep letting that shit go through.
Yes, they will if they're making money.
They're gonna ruin niggas. And
if they're making money, they will let it go.
If Puff Daddy ain't gonna show niggas that easily broke down, fuck all this shit. He trying to have nepotism, nigga. Cut that shit out, nigga. No. You made one big mistake, two big mistakes, three, you out of here.
There was a lot more mistakes.
You out of here. But what y'all don't understand is the plethora, let me lower my voice, the plethora of the mistakes was covered. Nobody even knew. So while everybody's coming out now and saying
everyone was just quiet.
Niggas in the industry, I'm talking about the world. Yeah,
Bridget, the world didn't know.
Knew. Nobody knew. The world did not know.
Information though. Bridget, let's keep it real. How about this? Let's shift the conversation.
The world didn't know the extent. The world knew something.
Come on. Everybody knows something. Yeah, we know something about Jay-Z. We know something about Bridget. We know something about Randy. We know something about Lonnie.
So nobody questioned anything about Puff when Biggie died?
No, hell no.
If it was, I'd say a small sample size, but it wasn't a big thing.
I'm older than y'all.
I'm asking.
The girl woke me up and told me nobody questioned Puff Daddy about Biggie's death at all.
Really?
Nigga. Everybody from the West Coast, when Biggie got murdered, if anybody got blamed, it was Suge Knight, nigga.
Yeah.
Everybody
Suge
thought
Knight
it was
got the blame.
Suge. Puffy was walking free and clear. Nobody even correlated this Biggie shit to Puffy until all of this shit came out. This is all skewed shit. This is what I'm saying. Nobody really knew shit. People was questioning certain things. Niggas was saying,
questioning,
I can't even say this on camera. Niggas that you used to be with, they said his wife didn't even get to have a cell phone. Superstar bitches was walking around with no cell phone. You gotta call their cousin to get a hold of them, nigga.
And you know who we talking about, right? That's why she stopped talking.
Of course she know, 'cause she know I know.
She's laughing.
She know I know. So people talking all this wild shit. Everybody's doing stupid shit out here.
Esco's not a liar, so anything. And then
you know he's talking.
I know exactly.
She was there.
She was there for it. We got the
knows. I know niggas before Bridget ever met at Rock Nation. I was already in the business for 7 years.
I met her on the elevator with the same person.
That's what I'm saying.
But anyways, let's talk about your wedding, which was a big subject on the internet.
It was.
I'm not gonna sit here in front. We had your former co-host here, and I asked her, did you really send that lawsuit paper during her wedding? What you about?
Before you say that,
okay,
clear it up and say that's the only question.
That's the only question we asked.
Not we.
Oh, I said that. I said that. No. I asked that.
But I just want to be clear so she don't think somebody said that's the only question
that was mentioned.
Mentioned it, and she didn't say nothing bad
about you
or nothing like that. So I just want to state that on the camera.
She didn't kick your back in?
I just want to state that on the camera.
She said that she let the rumor go out of pettiness.
Of course.
You know, it made for great marketing.
Of course. That doesn't surprise me.
What?
But doesn't surprise me.
Where do you think the rumor came from?
Because it was a great rumor.
Can we ask that?
Well, it came from her being from her tweets.
See, I'm not on Twitter.
She was tweeting petty shit on my wedding day. So yeah, that's where it came from. So then it became a thing of like, oh wow, she said something like, I hope they're toasting to the lawsuit. So yeah, she's responsible for the rumor. Can I ask another question? Of course.
I heard that you didn't invite her because she ain't had no nigga to come with or some shit like that. She ain't had no date. Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Because that's what niggas were saying.
She tried to claim that none of my single friends got +1s, which was also completely true. I mean, completely untrue. No, none of my single friends came by themselves. I think maybe one or two, and even the ones that did come by themselves knew enough people there that they wouldn't have been lonely. It wouldn't have been a lonely situation. Mandii was also not officially invited to my wedding. She was sent to save the date at a time when we were in a seeming to be an amicable place, but apparently I got all of that wrong. I thought we were We were friends at some point. Let her tell it we were never friends.
No,
So,
she didn't say that.
She never said that.
She didn't say that.
She said she's
mean,
going through therapy to work it out.
But she said that y'all was
She
friends.
didn't kick your back in.
She didn't say that y'all wasn't friends.
ultimately, what it comes down to for me is she was sent to save the date. She had a +1 that would have been included.
You can talk to him. I didn't ask the question.
Yeah, you can
She
talk
had a
to him.
+1 that would have been included in the forthcoming invitation.
Yes.
Because also at the time, she was in a relationship. +1 wouldn't have been revoked if she got the invitation and she wasn't with the guy anymore. It would have been revoked for him because I wasn't approving of that at that point. But she could have brought Antoinette. She could have brought anybody else she wanted. The +1 wouldn't have been revoked. So I don't understand. Like, I don't know where she got that from. I think whatever projection she had in her mind about thinking that I was judgmental of her or how she moved or whatever, not my problem.
I think the big issue, and Essel was the first one to point it out before it became public, is when you disrespected, what she felt like you disrespected her role when you said admin work.
Well, for one, I didn't say admin work.
The other girl did.
The other girl did.
Well,
Right.
now, but
So-
you ran with it. It's like how you said she ran with it. Yo, Bridget.
When there's a couple things
let you clear
with
that
this.
up.
There's a couple things with this. One, we all pod. We all know the value of a salacious clip. We all know how things are edited. We all know
Manipulated.
how things are put together to garner attention. We all know the value of that. We all know the purpose of that. That was that purpose of that clip. The other thing is, because no one does critical thinking. Calling it admin wasn't minimizing it. It's categorizing the work as admin work that could have been offloaded to indicate that the majority of the work that she felt like she was overdoing could have been paid to someone else to do. That's why we categorized it as admin. It wasn't to minimize her effort. It wasn't to say what she was doing what wasn't valuable. It was to say this type of work was not something that she personally had that no one else could have done. That was the reason that was even categorized.
Spent a lot of time with her, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the success that you both garnered would have been successful had she delegated some of that work?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
See, we come from, let me jump in. Me and you come from a different world. So a lot of stuff that they have told me and how things work and how a lot of people be hands-on, that's how they came into this space. They were in here before us, right? That's how they look at things on how it needs to be done. Music business is all about delegation, nigga.
Yeah.
It's all about, that's not content. Us, we like, yo, nah, nigga, we gonna get a manager. Yo, you getting too busy? You got money? Get an assistant. Yo, get a new lawyer. Yo, get an accountant.
Yeah.
We delegate and we spread our money out, so when we get a $100,000 check, we liable to get 60.
Probably.
Okay?
That's also because
these niggas don't believe in that. These content, see, me and you, we believe in that, all right? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Content niggas, they don't flow like that, Bridget. They don't let people in their shit. They want to be making a thumbnail.
And listen,
they want to be doing this.
I will say, and I've always said this, I've always maintained this, nobody works harder than that girl. And I know that most of her success, in addition to her talent is her talent, right?
Yeah.
But aside from talent, her work ethic is incredible, right? But there's also a need to control. And that, to me, ultimately is where it came, that's where we bumped heads, because you want to control this, but then you resent me for letting you do it. So now it's kind of like, so which is it? So which is it? Because you're okay doing the work to make sure this goes. You don't want to delegate it to somebody else, but now you're exhausted. So now I'm a shitty business partner because you're exhausted because you took on too much shit that we could have hired somebody else to do? Nah. You can't have it both ways. And that was always my argument. So it wasn't to take away and minimize her.
Don't most women want it both ways? Don't most women want everything? Why can't I have everything? Is that true or not?
Most women do not feel that way.
Oh, come on, Bridget!
Women do not feel that way.
She's on this camera, yo.
Oh, Bridget!
Most women do not feel that way.
Oh my God, Bridget!
Women do not feel that way.
That's the white side of her coming out.
No, it isn't. Most women do not feel that way. Most women don't feel that way.
Oh my God! Well, where are these people? Because all the men always be like, yo, women want every fucking thing. When you're around
Plus
women,
tax.
they be like, why can't I have everything? Yes, I do. I might not get it, but I want everything.
I want everything. Our mothers, our aunties, our sisters,
All of them.
side
All
chicks,
of them
main
is in there.
chicks.
I don't know about side chicks. But all of them is in there.
Talk your shit.
All of them is in there.
What constitutes as everything?
They don't
though?
know.
Like, all right.
They don't even know.
All right.
How about that?
I'll give you that.
Cars,
I'll give you that. They
houses,
don't know.
picket
I'll give
fence
you that. They
bags.
don't know. They don't know.
But
I'll give you that. They don't know.
She did say that she's not going to speak on the interactions between you
No.
because of legal situations.
Absolutely.
Did you really hijack this Patreon and jack her breath?
No, I didn't hijack anything.
Okay.
She also has told half truths, which
Okay.
out of respect for her not sharing all the information,
You're not going to do it.
She shared bits and pieces of the story and left out really crucial parts, unfortunately.
Because she said you jacked her for like over 17,000.
So I didn't jack her. The agreement and the understanding that we had was that she was going to take over the Instagram and the YouTube. And this was documented, by the way. She said this on a live, and
That's don't know none of this. You
people
don't care.
like
I don't even
to
know.
the point where even in some desperate plea to the public to try to get me to give it. I'll put it to you this way: there was money that was removed from our account, and we were still legally figuring out all of the things.
To split it, yeah.
The Patreon needed to continue to function in order to maintain the value as an asset. She was aware and in agreement for me to take over the Patreon starting in March, once our show was done, to do whatever I wanted to do with it at that time. So everything was already transferred over for the sake of continuing it, right?
I wanted to know how the fuck could you get the money? Because but go ahead.
Well, because we had agreed
no,
to do
I'm
that.
saying if she didn't agree, because when we get our money, they gotta come to one place.
She didn't have a problem
at that time.
She didn't have a problem until she saw how much money was being made, and then she decided to be like, "Oh,
But wasn't
she stole
that
the
half of her
Patreon.
money though? If it
No,
was
it
some money to be
wasn't
made?
because we agreed to split the assets.
Oh,
So if
that's
she-
the asset she gave you to walk.
Yes.
Oh, I got you.
It wasn't even we had agreed.
No, we agreement. Well,
She's
if I
taking
leave-
the Instagram and the YouTube. She could have done anything with those
I
assets,
got you.
and
Because
I
the
got the
YouTube
Patreon
generates
and
money as
Correct.
well. Got you.
So she just hadn't utilized it at that point. But as soon as I made a response after her pettiness, was when she decided, okay, fine, now I'm gonna blah, 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 blah. So she's done a number of things to retaliate, which unfortunately had brought us to an impasse and delayed our negotiations further. And so that's where we are. So there was never a moment of me stealing the Patreon. When she did something to retaliate against me, which I won't even name, I won't even mention, because I'm not petty.
Man, she
I
sat
will
down
not-
with us. The footage ain't come out. She didn't kick your back in.
No, and listen,
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
And she did admit that she was being petty in that moment.
she was petty in a lot of moments. She was petty in a lot of moments. And the one thing that I maintained with her was like, yo, had whatever her comments been just about work shit or whatever without making it personal, it would have been, to me, it would have just been like, all right, cool, we're just gonna wash our hands of it, right? I don't know I've never been in a place where I have been so beholden to public opinion, and I understood and I empathized at the time with the scrutiny that she was under and the attention. And I said that in the response, that my feelings around it were hurt and disappointed. Because I did think we were amicable. So I didn't understand what warranted the pettiness. I did nothing to warrant the pettiness.
Once the word admin came, he called me. He said, "Oh my God, this shit gonna go crazy."
I said it.
He called me fast. He said,
Because I said it's somebody.
shit."
Because although that's the title.
She read the receipt. When she went down the list of all of the things, it was like, well, yeah, this is admin work. It is.
I'm just saying because I do a lot of that
It's
work
valuable,
for us.
but it's admin
But
work.
I'm just saying, I do a
It
lot of
is.
that work
It's
for
not
us.
minimizing
and
it.
I said, if Ghost or Hynaken would have went on that camera and said, SO does admin work, I would have said, what the fuck are
treacherous.
these
It's
niggas
World War
talking about?
X.
Production is admin.
Admin
A
work.
lot of production is admin.
Yo,
See, but we do a
You
lot of different things. We take cash
is, though,
for things. We take cash for our platform, so we do other things. So maybe that's different and we split the money, because I'm just being honest. When I saw that shit,
he called me so fast, Bridget.
However
I called him,
triggering.
I said, yo, Bridget.
He called me before Mandii heard it. He called me.
I said, oh shit. This was shit. I said, Bridget and Mandii really split up. He said, yeah. I told you. I said, Cause she just said some shit on this shit. I said, she said the work that Mandi's doing is admin. I would be pissed if you would go say that shit about me. I'm just saying.
That's real. And I spoke to her privately. She's like, that was an issue. That word.
I would have been
I understood
you know
why
what I'm
that was
saying? And I'm not.
for her.
Let me ask you a real question.
Let's
get on
switch
this
it off.
topic.
We're done with that. Thank you for speaking on it.
Music and potting.
Yes.
Right? They both, to me, they both dirty games.
Agreed.
Okay?
Yeah.
What's the difference? What's the difference in the dirt, in the soil, between potting and music business?
Similar to how unfortunately how the ending of this podcast went. All publicity is good publicity in potting. All publicity is good publicity in potting. Doesn't matter how nasty. The nastier it is, actually, the higher the numbers, the more successful. It's not sustainable for women, unfortunately.
I don't think it's sustainable for men.
So-
You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going for this relationship.
But if that's your character, then it's not that much work. And we know a couple people where that's just their character. So it's like...
Yeah, because when we was getting, I want to say this, because when we was getting nailed to the wall with lies, you was one of the only few people that called me. You and Cheech called me. And was like, yo, don't worry about that shit. We already know motherfuckers is crazy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like it was...
And
I got the same calls when all this other shit was going on. It was like, well, this isn't the first time we've seen X, Y, and Z. And it was like, all right, well, it doesn't make it okay to me. But at the same time, I treat people a certain way on purpose, and I don't get involved in the internet shit, which probably makes me less valuable as a podcaster.
No, that's
No, I think it makes you. I think it makes you golden.
It doesn't, because
Interesting.
no.
Tell me, because I'm in that same boat as you.
Because there was more money made when it was messy. There was more opportunities to
Available?
Yeah, when it was messy. That's the name of the game. All that money that she claimed, that was because we were feuding. That's the reason why it spiked.
Yeah,
that's true. Because when we got messy shit, it spikes crazy.
Yeah, like so. If I gotta be messy to play the game, I'm cool. I'm not doing that shit. That doesn't feel good to me.
But that's the music business side. Like I told you.
Yes and no.
I'm telling you, because it ain't a lot of music business people in here, and I feel the same exact way. Messy for me in the music business is problems.
Messy in the music business is problems.
It's problems, but
messy
in this,
podcasting, you're
different.
making money.
This is what I'm saying. It's not a lot of, that's a music business thing. There's not a lot of us, you try to stay away from the messy because you know where that could go. You got a couple people, Joe Budden's always been controversial, even when he was just a
Absolutely.
rapper. So
he hasn't changed.
That's regular shit for him. But when you look at Nori's not as messy as he used to be when he was a rapper and younger. When you look at Gilly and Gilly was wild as hell. He's not as messy as he once was.
I think they're more refined with it.
Yeah, but he's not messy. Gilly was a hood like nigga.
No, he
was a hood,
he was in the streets.
Hood nigga. To the point that when I was around him, I never really like talked to him because you don't know how Philly niggas, they different when I was younger. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
I also think that there's an audience for the evolution. I think there's an audience for that. There's a small pocket of people that...
They don't watch like that.
They don't watch, but
No, I'm just saying, I mean, they watch and they listen because we make good money, right? But if we was on the other bullshit, we would be triple.
Yeah, you would.
We'd be triple up.
Which is why, I mean, that's also why for me the podcasting thing is a little tricky, because now I'm just kind of like, well, yeah, because I'm not interested in playing the game like that. Because it gets personal, and I'm not an internet I'm not from, and maybe
that mentality.
I'm just not that. That's not my generation.
The music business.
No, it's not even about music business. It's about generation.
When they was doing this shit,
you could not say the type of shit that girl said in fucking 2009 and not get beat up. You couldn't.
But they were saying,
could not in 2009.
But listen, not in the world that we was in, but in the world, but in the world that they were, but in the world they was in, you could. We was
even in 09,
we was doing music, Bridget. I keep trying to tell you.
I was wilding.
You fighting against me,
Bridget. Let me tell you something.
He was way worse, nigga. What?
Angela, you will tell you, Charlemagne Star, you only getting 10%. If this was 09, this would have been a different interview.
So I'm trying to tell you, we was in the music business doing this shit at Rock
I'm on
Nation.
vacation.
The Rock Nation doors was popped in. You singing, I'm running around with I'm traveling. Them niggas was going crazy.
Even on Math Show, I was only at...
Because we were doing shit in real life.
We were doing
yes,
and the internet didn't blow up yet.
But that's why I said, like, I will never subscribe to the, I'm gonna be online popping all this shit.
But I'm just letting you know.
Because if I see you, then what? Like, if I see you outside, then what?
I'm just letting you know it's
like,
not
the energy
new.
doesn't match, and I just can't, I can't be involved in that shit.
But
I just
that's
don't like
how it was before we got here. And all she's doing,
Then we were spoiled. Then we were spoiled.
We were, but it goes
spoiled.
back to what I said. It goes back to what I said when I said that they were in the game already.
Yeah.
They look at what they do.
Yeah.
Even when I talk to Hynaken, sometimes we go back and forth. I'll be like, that's that oh shit. Fuck it, nigga, I'm here. Me and Mandii, no lie, got into an argument over something that had nothing to even do with me.
No. He said, because this was a legendary moment.
What?
He said, I can tell you don't have respect.
That is the argument I was talking about.
Oh, okay, that was.
But I did tell her.
She was
tell
not.
that you don't got respect for men. You don't like men. That's what I said at the interview last time. But the first time was when she got mad at me about Rico.
Oh,
Rico was
thing.
supposed to come to y'all show, and Rico was like, "Well, how much?" And then she called me. She was like, "Yo, this is when we first was like meeting," and she was like, "Yo, your man Rico. This is content space shit. This is no killer Mandii, but it's content space." She said, "Yo, your boy Rico called me." And he said he want to get paid to come on me and Bridget's show. I said, well, y'all make money. Like everybody know you got 6-figure deal. 7, whatever it is. Y'all got 6-figure deal. Niggas ain't got no deals. I charged to be on people's shows. I said, I wouldn't charge you because I fuck with you and I know Bridget already.
Yeah.
But I said, but Rico, and she went off on me. Niggas don't do this in this space, and that's not what this is about. And at the end of her rant, no lie, my wife came in like, who the fuck are you talking to that she's going crazy like this? You know what I'm saying? I said, babe, the space is different. I'm here now.
Right.
And I'm charging.
Right.
That was then. And that's what I told, and Mandii, this is the same thing I told Hynaken.
I get it.
That was then. Niggas was telling me, Ghost and them was fighting with me. I'm like, niggas ain't doing what I'm doing in this podcast. Wait, niggas is selling merch. They not doing what I'm doing. And I took a lot of heat for that. Then after time comes up, y'all not doing what I'm doing. It was proof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's because it came from the music business idea, and I wasn't going with the content space. Right. But they're stuck on, it's not stuck on, they know what works in that space.
Yeah.
And whether it's changing slightly or not, that's what they're gonna go with, Bridget.
I guess.
I mean,
listen, and it works for who it works for, right? Okay. And so I don't knock anybody's hustle. That works. That model works for her. That's because that's the space that she's in. That's the space that she has really created a market for.
Yes.
For herself, and it works. And I don't knock anything anybody does. Just leave me the fuck out of it. Because at this point, just leave me out of it. Because now it's like, to me, to drag anything any further just feels like this isn't about me now. This is about something bigger.
But that's
not
content
about me.
people. They drag it.
I guess.
What's gonna work for Bridget Kelly going forward in the content space now?
Being a lot more selective and discerning about who I talk to, who I work with, and do things for. And I think ultimately it's gonna come down to just protecting and preserving my peace. If I feel like something is not gonna be rewarding, I'm not compromising certain integrity to do that. I'm just not
Any
doing
plans to sign with Joe Budden?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Come on.
I was just about to mention Joe too, but I wasn't gonna say that.
Because you are an incredible talent.
Thank
you
you.
have notoriety,
Thank
you have
you.
fanfare.
And he has a relationship with you.
Yeah. And you're knowledgeable on a lot of things, which works.
And I haven't had a conversation with Joe. I will at some point. I wanted to wait until all of this other stuff settled. So at some point I will have a conversation with Joe.
I understand.
Because we have not, and he was right, we have not had a formal conversation since we parted and everything was kind of, the dust never set. Nothing was ever, we never had like a good closure kind of conversation. At least if for no other reason than to just reinforce that there is still a level of respect there without it being, you know what I'm saying? It's not contentious for me. But also I'm not a person that I live my life accordingly so that I don't have issues with people because I'm not interested in living my life that way. So
I just think you're needed in this space.
I mean, and listen, we took over the Patreon and launched a new show. My friend Blue Taluzma and I. She's also a journalist and a podcaster.
So what's the name of the Patreon?
Everything is Fine.
Oh, so you changed the name?
Oh yeah, it's a whole different show. It's a whole different show. It's sarcastic as fuck. We're talking about silver lining moments when shit looks like it's a fucking mess. Mm-hmm. We're holding each other accountable in a very gentle way, but it's still very confronting. It's a lot more emotionally intelligent.
It wasn't with See the Thing?
That show wasn't as intelligent, as emotionally intelligent as this one.
I think y'all came off, from a surface.
No, I'm just saying emotionally, and there's an emotional.
Emotionally,
yeah,
knowing the other side of the coin.
We had a smart show. I'm not saying that. I'm
she
saying
wasn't
that
dumb, but she's talking about emotionally.
Right. I'm not.
It's like me
I'm not
saying to
I'm
Mandii.
not saying the show was admin.
No. I'm absorbing what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's admin. I'm saying that it emotionally there is a level
Imagine
of.
if you called your show admin.
You can't have an
It
emotionally.
wasn't.
You can't have an emotionally intelligent show, and I say to you, you clearly don't like men. You know what I'm saying? You can't have an emotionally intelligent show about that. Period.
Right. You're right.
You have to have some type of understanding and empathy of knowing who you are.
Right.
Who they are. Like when she sat down and said, but I can't say this about Mandii. She said the same thing she said about black men. Black men have it hard.
She said,
and they got
word
this,
for word. She said
they got
the same
that.
thing
So
you said.
I can't. Let me say that. But I'm gonna say on their show.
Yeah.
On their show, that wasn't shown on their show. Not that she don't have it. So if it's more in that direction,
Yeah.
I understand.
We also talked about current events a lot, which was something that both of us were tired of talking about because it was shit we didn't really care about.
But I think it's
So it's hard to produce a show around
current events, 'cause you have
when
to
we
put
don't
it out
really,
there.
like there was not enough that either one of us really cared about like that, and it felt forced after a while. So with this show, it's not with Everything Is Fine. It's not based on current events. We might talk about like 2 or 3 things that are pressing, but for the most part, it's going to be around a bigger topic, right? Like if it's politics and we're talking about the fact that a lot of people are saying they don't want to vote this year. And we're like, well, I know that sounds good in theory and you feel like you exercising your free agency, but a lot of Supreme Court judges and a lot of senators are up for re-election. And if we lose the Senate again and the Republican gets into
then y'all
office,
wishes is nothing.
then we are fucked. It's less about the presidency and more about sort of the other branches of government, right? And so those kinds of conversations are being had.
Have you been taught about where the money comes from in the podcasting? Because we're still learning that and trying to figure that out too.
Well, I am too, because we had a cheat code being able to launch with Joe. We really did. Like that was an unbelievable blessing to be able to launch with someone that was already experienced. Our starting point was very high, which is impossible to do it grassroots any other way, right? And so knowing that, it was kind of like, all right, we're already starting at this point, which, if I'm honest, I've lucked out in that's been sort of the ups. That's always been the story of my career, is that I'm always starting at a level above what the beginner level is.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Which is a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse.
Like when I first started with him, there was certain things he wanted to do. I said, you with me. You skip that bullshit. You don't got to do this. He's like, yo, I think we should host like a couple of red carpets. I said, get the fuck out of here.
And there's a lot that I learned.
And I love that shit.
There's a lot that I learned from Mandii in regards to that.
Yeah.
Even down to like, yo, if people show up late, they're never welcome back on this show because they're playing with our fucking time and they're playing with our money. Mm-hmm. And my kumbaya ass is like, well, I know artists and sometimes things happen. And
I don't fuck with that late shit.
Rappers.
Right. But not even just
rappers.
It's not just rappers though. But it's just in general, like I was so much more forgiving in that way because
she's an artist.
Because I'm an artist. So
artists have been late. They've had hair. They've had
makeup,
outfit glitches.
Listen,
makeup. She's a female.
But then Remy Ma came and was on fucking time. Her makeup artist canceled. Wow. Thank God she's fucking gorgeous.
You know what you just
flawless.
said is an anomaly.
Her makeup artist canceled or whatever the situation was. She still made it. She came to the show with no makeup on, and she gave us a great episode.
And she looked good on that episode.
She looked gorgeous.
Yeah,
She's
she
a
looked
flawless
good.
woman. So
she knows how to do her own makeup. She said it.
So, and that's fine.
She said you got to be able to do that when you win.
Just in case.
Got to be able to do your own shit.
But no, there was a lot that I learned about that, even about how to up the value on myself, which to me was something that I, as an artist, you don't do. You don't get told that, which is very different from music and content space. When you're in the music industry, everybody's trying to humble you. When you're in the content space, everybody's trying to gas you. You're supposed to be gassed all the time.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Which, whether you're right or not, everyone gasses each other in the content space.
Jim right there, Bridget.
Nobody in the music space does. You're always like, be humble, be humble, be humble, be humble. So
but in this space, everybody's the man, the man.
In this space, everybody's him. I'm her. You have opinions about shit you don't know nothing about.
I don't never claim to be him. But I'm just saying,
but
because
you hear
when
it all
people,
the time, am I right?
Yes, because I be telling them, I'm like,
where they getting this thought from?
I said, where these niggas act like they him and they never even did nothing.
I'm like, it's like,
I'm sitting up there like, I got more than y'all, right? I've got more clout. I've been doing this, and I don't think I'm him. I swear to God.
That's music industry, and that's music shit.
So when y'all start thinking
shit.
that you're him, I'm like, how are you him? Like, you don't have enough money. You don't have enough clout. You don't have enough worldly possessions. You don't have enough accomplishments to be him. What the fuck are you talking about? How are you?
But that's why I say that's a different thing. For me, coming from the music space, I was always giving everybody grace, and in order to effectively run a business that way, it just doesn't work. And that was a valuable thing.
So it taught you a lot about business.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's gotten me to a place where there's a certain level now of I'm not gonna say it's not even about self-esteem as much as it is self-awareness. Okay. I'll call it self-awareness.
Hey, self-awareness based upon what? On your business sense?
That's based on, it's more based on my experience and understanding how valuable that is in whatever moves I make next. So whether it's the show that I'm on now, which is a lot more lighthearted and kind of, there's a lot of, sarcastic moments and we have fun and it's a good time, to, producing a show. I produce a show for my friends called For Better or Best, and they're a super wholesome couple, but they're hustlers. So being able to magnify all the different sort of nuances about not just their relationship, but obviously breaking the generational curses of we have 401ks, we have savings, we work in tech, we're creating jobs for people in tech. We want more black people to succeed this way. We're trying to create more opportunities, more outreach, all the things. To be a part of something to be a part of things that are constantly bigger than me is now the goal. Whereas in music, it was always about me. Versus now, I'm in a content space where I can do shit for us. I can do shit that's bigger than that feels more fulfilling than just being an artist. But I am making music again, and that's just gonna be a vibe. I'm letting y'all know now it's very different.
Well, with the Joe thing, and this will probably be my last question. I'm gonna say something at the end. With the Joe thing, I saw him. K-Mac, shout out to K-Mac. He sent me the Rap Radar and Joe Budden podcast when they had him on the show.
Elliot.
Oh, yeah.
Was
it the recent one, the 4?
Rap Radar. No, that was a while
I was like,
because
Elliot just went on this week, last week, and it was 4.
2 months ago. But it was on Rap Radar, not him on Joe Budden.
Got it.
And Joe, he made a lot of good points, but one point that I stuck out on, because people would call us and be like, yo, y'all move in, and Joe follow you, he probably gonna want to sign y'all to the show. And I would tell them straight up, there's no cap, I'd be like, that nigga not looking to sign us. You know what I'm saying? And they would be like, yo, you don't know that, right? Then when he went on the show, he said, right now in my space, I'm only fucking with people that I know.
Yeah.
That I know how they're gonna work, and I've been talking to them. He knew Flip for a long time. He knew Ish and Ice for a long time. So I'm saying that to say that would be a good reach out before we spoke on it for you to have your show, because he's familiar with how you work already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And y'all already made money, and maybe this time around, you know more about the business side and more about potting. It might be a better synergy directly with you and him.
If we think about it, when she first got on Joe's platform, how long did you had been on episodes before, so you had a previous.
I was only on Joe's pod 2 or 3 times.
And he took a chance on her.
But he knew Mandii, didn't he?
Yeah.
But it was not for that long.
He knew me separately from Billy. I met him through Billy J, which was from years prior, because Billy used to manage me. So we've known each other for about 10 years, but for
there you go.
music reasons, it wasn't even associated with anything pod related.
But
that makes sense to your point. That
makes sense to my point that she had a relationship with him prior, which would make things easy and go forward. So right now, just because breakups occur, like I always say, sometimes it's a opportunity there for just both of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She seems to know more of the business and the back end stuff.
Of course.
If you don't know the back end stuff, then my situation for Bridget, I would be like, I'll go fuck with somebody like Joe and then get to work with it, make the money, and then learn the back end stuff to know what I would need to do.
I think it's a great
forward.
marriage.
I think it's a
no pun
win-win
intended.
for him, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's a win-win. Speaking of which, you say you're looking to, have a baby. Your thoughts on black sperm being so rare and valuable? Because every girl in Japan wants it.
Like,
They're paying top dollar for it.
Is it rare and valuable?
Yeah, even Ebony K. Williams was complaining like it's not enough men. 2%.
2% of the market.
Yeah, nationwide.
And it's crazy because they pay you for your sperm. You just got
I
to
was
go
gonna
jerk your
say,
dick off and
would
squirt in
y'all
the
ever donate sperm?
You know why?
I
'Cause
actually
child
thought of-
support.
No, I actually thought about donating
No,
sperm.
you'll get put on child support.
I thought about donating sperm, and my baby mom at the time, when I was together, she was like, fuck is you doing that for? It was like, you struggling to be in the music business still. I was telling him my old music business stories. Because I didn't have no fucking mentor or nothing. I told him how
I better.
I'm
we
not
used to
gonna
go to
hold you. I
Brooklyn.
did know a girl that sold eggs a couple times.
Yeah, come on.
So-
Like,
Famous?
No.
the music business was way different.
No, but she was doing it to try to like fund her.
The fun
shit.
of being a
Yeah.
business.
I ain't mad at that.
People give blood. People
Yeah.
sell sperm. They
You
do
can get
whatever they gotta
The
do.
new thing is plasma. Plasma's the new shit.
Plasma.
The blood.
Red blood cell, and plasma is what holds it, and that's very valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people doing I know people was doing a whole lot of that. I chose to sell weed, go to Linden and Powell and get dub sacks and sell it.
Instead of busting nuts, you sold weed.
I gave him the whole strategy. I almost dropped a tear this morning because I was like, damn, I forgot everything that I went through to be in this
To get here.
business, yo, because this shit was totally different back then, yo. This shit was crazy.
But yeah, like, what's your thoughts on the black sperm being so rare and valuable?
I think it's great. I think it's fucking great.
I think more women should absorb
I think it's
it into
great. Well, but I think that there should be less.
See, not shooting off in sperm base because they fucking. Black niggas out here fucking.
That's true.
They don't got time. They don't got time. They not black people be like, yo. When a woman told me to jerk my dick when I was younger, I dealt with an older woman. I was like, jerk my dick. Why the fuck would I do that? I get pussy. And she was like, no, nigga. When you on the road, if you trying to be faithful, you on the road 31 days out the year and all that. I need to be able to call you and you have phone sex and bust your shit. Word to my mother. She was an older woman. And that's how I learned to fucking masturbate.
And she also said something important that you told me. It's going to keep you from making bad decisions.
Yeah, she told me that. She's like, yo.
You ain't going to fucking skeezer.
Yo,
you ain't going to be out longer than what you need to be.
She fucked with me, but she wasn't trying to wife me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she was into me, and she was like, yo, she's like, yo.
And they'll save you money.
If you jerk your dick, she was like, you will stay out of fucking trouble. And my nigga, she never fucking lied.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, why not get paid for it?
Because you gotta go in the room with a
OnlyFans?
magazine.
Would you do OnlyFans?
You gotta go in the room with a
Which is
magazine
funny, no, literally-
and be simulating, like, you know what I'm saying?
The episode of the For Better or Best pod that I produced, literally they're talking about that because he got a vasectomy.
That's trash.
And before he did it, he had to go in the room with the magazine.
with the
I was like, yo,
magazine.
this is the worst experience of my life.
Yeah, yo, niggas
Like-
talk about it. They be like, it's a little fucking room. Yo,
And they give you
I
the
tried
cup.
everything
He was
to be in the music
horrified
business.
of the cup.
This was in
Horrified.
2003 when I was trying to
Yo.
do this shit. 20 years ago, I was like, yo.
You said a
like,
little cup? That's...
Yo,
you got to be able to aim.
It's like a pea cup, like when you go give your urine, bro.
Aw, nigga.
Yeah, it's a
It's
pea
the
cup.
same thing. What you think it is, bro?
Nigga. What if the velocity starts...
Listen, my homie was like, yo, I was not touching those fucking magazines, bro. I'm not touching the magazines. Why would I ever touch the magazines? I'm on my phone, bro. I'm on my phone. I'm not even looking at the magazines. There's no way. I said, it's true. You don't know who touched it. You don't know what's up.
Who bust
Who
on
busted in
there?
Like, you don't know none of it. It's all unsanitary. All of
Hepatitis
it.
C. That's why black niggas be like, I ain't
doing
going
that
in
shit.
there.
I ain't doing
I
it.
ain't going in there.
I
White
get it.
niggas be like, yo, sign me up, bro. I'm going right in there.
Black niggas in jail with mad magazines. They pass them down.
Jail is a different situation.
different. Jail is a whole nother world.
Jail
Yo,
is just.
Don't talk to him because he thinks selling drugs is easy. He said
Yes.
selling drugs. Exactly. Don't talk to him. He thinks selling drugs is easy. So don't talk to him.
You think selling drugs is easy?
Yeah, being a drug
Please
dealer.
don't talk to him.
Talking about selling plasma.
We're gonna unpack that.
One
He
day.
thinks
At a
being,
different time.
he thinks,
At a
Have him
different
on your
time.
show
At a different
with your girlfriend and have him on the show. You be like, the whole episode is like selling drugs is
Why you
easy.
think selling drugs is easy?
yes, Ghost,
that's the whole
explain to her.
episode.
It depends on the drugs. Prescription drugs are easier to sell than anything else.
What I want to say is, I do want to say thank you to Sweet Chick because we didn't mention them when the episode started.
I know you had your cup here. I was like, damn,
We're
so only
shooting.
one.
We're shooting. We're gonna get some food
We'll have a
after.
little-
Yeah,
okay,
we about
But we're
to eat
shooting a
Bridget.
Sweet Chick right now, Long Island City.
Yes.
And this is a new home for us. They let us be here. They treat us good.
Love
we
it.
got the back room. It's
Nice.
private. I just want to thank y'all. We'll buy my T-shirts. They for sale. Just DM me. You can cash out
Go
me,
get it.
Zelle
I
me.
like these.
Sign up for the BagFuel Brigade. It's only $5 a month. Don't get it twisted. I just want to tell y'all before we leave because I don't want it to be at the end because then she's gonna be gone. Y'all sign in for the pretty face.
There you go. And
man.
Bridget, how do you feel about like all these men now that they're showing that they were terrible in the music industry, seeing all this thing happening?
I'm excited. Put them under the jail.
Were you ever like?
I'm excited.
Women be doing it in the music business just like the men
You can-
do. They
and
be
find
taking
them and
advantage.
out them and put
They
them
not,
in
It's
jail
not
too.
gonna be the same.
It's not gonna be the
thing.
same.
Come on,
It's not gonna be the
Bridget,
same.
we
It
been
should
in the
be.
business.
Bridget, if it was known that you was
powerful
me
women,
my thoughts.
but you
That's
know
why I was
powerful,
like, yo.
but you know powerful women that do what they do. I'm not gonna name names, and you know ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it.
Nothing.
You know that.
Think of two, but
Yo,
I.
yeah,
That's
we
what I'm
we
saying.
know them girls.
And that's off the top of the dome, and nobody's gonna
Yeah.
say nothing.
Nobody's
And
gonna throw them under the bus.
And they fuck niggas and chicks too.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're taking advantage of both sexes as well, and nobody's saying
Bridget,
nothing about
have
it.
you been through those types of scenarios that girls mentioned when you was?
I lucked out. I
I
really
did.
did. I'm sorry.
No, but it's okay
I
for
really,
men.
no, I'm sorry. No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
okay for men because
No,
men
being
be like,
violated
yo,
is never
nah,
okay.
it ain't being violated. It's like, yo, do you want to do these voiceovers? These voiceovers is gonna make you $200,000-$300,000 a year.
What you had to do to get them?
She wanted me to fuck. Old wrinkly white lady. And I was
never
like, I
had
couldn't do it.
anybody I never had anybody do that with me.
No, you didn't have to suck for beats.
No.
Or
It was
not
never-
even not
it was
doing
never,
it.
It was
What
never
about the
even
offer?
offered.
Oh,
It was
wow.
never even offered. Which made me feel like, well, am I trash? like, not one of y'all is gonna try me? Am I trash? I'm last.
But in fairness,
Fuck out of here.
but in
You ain't tell me
fairness,
not one nigga asked you. You ain't gonna tell me not one nigga
how about
asked
this though? I
Not for
believe
me.
it because of how she came in and who she was affiliated with. I
Yeah.
think people would have been afraid.
But also, I don't even think it was that it was I don't
Afraid?
even think anybody was afraid.
Afraid
No,
of
nobody was
what?
afraid.
At what, 16?
No, I was older.
Only
than that.
person you gotta
But-
be afraid of was Beyonce.
And Hove.
No, the Hove was the top 10, nigga, so you said be afraid of
But
him.
I felt protected. I was only
was
ever
around-
around Tata. I was only ever around Jay Brown or Beehive or Emery. Like I wasn't I was safe. I felt safe. I never felt unsafe with any of them. So I can't, when I hear the stories, I
Salute
feel
to them.
horrible
You-
because,
yeah.
and even people mentioning shit like, oh, well, there's probably gonna be some shit. I would be devastated if anything ever came out of it. I don't put anything past anyone. I can't at this point in life. But the way that I was treated and my experience, I was completely safe from that. And anybody that made a pass at me, it wasn't for music. It wasn't like a barter. It was like because they just wanted to fuck. It wasn't
yeah,
for-
That's standard.
Yeah, like it wasn't awesome. I mean, if you wanna, it wasn't that.
You know, a lot of girls sucked off for hit records.
A lot of girls sucked off for free, for nothing, and that's okay too.
That was the culture.
That was the culture of
This
it.
is what
Bang.
everybody. But that's
There
the
we go.
scary part about them, about the backtracking, Bridget. Because the culture. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
The culture was crazy, and contrary, like to what people don't really get, when ecstasy came into the culture, it changed hip hop music
yeah.
drastically.
Ecstasy and
We
everybody,
was
and Molly,
on a whole nother
everybody
way. I'm
was-
getting chills on my arm. We was on a whole nother way.
Yeah.
And the first person I ever saw out with ecstasy and all that, and y'all gonna bug out to me, was Eminem. He was the first one that I saw that people was like, yo, he do X and he part, because with the white side, that was more accepted.
he's white. It's
Like, yo, he
nice.
does ecstasy, and the next thing you know, rappers, black
Yeah.
dude, then it invaded the hip hop community, and I'm telling you, everything went haywire after that. Everybody, niggas was popping E in the morning. E was a way
Not
of
in the
life.
morning.
Yes,
Not
nigga.
in the morning. I don't think I've ever done ecstasy.
E was a way of life. Every time I did E, I only would bite a piece. No, not even a half, nigga.
Wow.
Yo, if you don't take it, you only need to bite a little piece of it and you going up, straight
and
to the
maybe
moon.
and maybe that's why you think selling drugs is easy. Because everybody was on
BagFuel.
ecstasy.
So you think you can't go into a bank and get a quick business loan?
Go get it. Go get it.
No,
Go get it.
No, not a business loan. Not a business loan. But actually, maybe not from a bank, but you could definitely get a loan from somebody else.
Yeah, for sure.
PayPal giving them out. PayPal giving them out all day. You want a PayPal loan, they giving them out.
Oh. Well, they should
Just
also,
use
they
PayPal.
should be giving you a
So
check.
they be
'cause
trying
you
to
just
give me
named them.
fucking loans all day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Would you date a bus driver? No, that don't make sense. You're married.
No.
Then
I
what the
wouldn't
fuck would that
date a
have
bus
to do
driver,
with
but I'm
anything?
No,
married.
What would
I was
dating a
thinking
bus driver have to
about
do with anything?
Ebony K. Williams, and then we're not talking
Oh.
about
What about Ebony K. Williams? What about her?
Notoriously, she said she would not need a
bus driver.
That's the black girl thing right now. That's just, to me, I think she's a sensationalist. So I'm thinking she's gonna say that because that's gonna rile people up.
No,
and know
she meant
that
that.
this girl's.
No, she meant what she said, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also wherever she's at, that's her opinion, and that's her standard for her. And she's also doubled down on that a million times. Like
Yeah,
that's
but
not
she
the
right there,
standard
but
for
I'm-
everybody. That's not the standard, and everybody should not follow what she's doing.
There are niggas that don't want.
But she has said that though. That's fine.
But they can
fine.
because there are niggas that don't want to date girls from the projects. And they got potential. And they got shit going on, but I don't want to date a girl from the project. That's they right. You know what I'm saying? So if she don't want to date a bus driver, no.
would you date a woman that you had to help build and support and uplift?
That's the standard job of a man.
Yeah, we have to.
What are you talking about?
If you're not willing to do that,
Bridget.
you ain't gonna have no bro.
Yeah, there's no way you're not gonna have a function.
I'm not talking about basic provision. I'm not talking about basic provision. I'm talking about completely supporting
That's the man's job.
whatever it is.
That's the man's job.
Why do you feel like that's the man's job?
It's always been Bridget. What relationship? No, hold on.
I'm asking, why do you feel like that's the man's job? Don't tell me that it's because it's the way of the world. Because
I'm going to give you all the answers. Aside from it being the way of the world, men naturally want to do that.
Okay.
We're leaders.
Yeah,
We're
Bridget.
supposed to.
Even if a man says, let's go 50-50, if he's up, that 50-50 out the window. He gonna make sure he takes care.
He gonna feel like a clown taking your money.
If a man says 50-50, it's for survival.
A good man.
It's for survival.
A good man will feel bad taking it.
That's a clown. Like
Yeah.
what? Like you paying like.
If me and you struggling, and I'm like, I'm still gonna feel a way.
So if you were up, would you start to intentionally date and court someone who didn't have their shit together?
Yeah.
If you were
would.
up,
I would.
You wouldn't, right?
He wouldn't, but
I
I
go
would.
based on me. I'm whack. I go based upon love and connection
Right.
and everything first. I'm not asking you what you have or where you're going to because in my life, if I fuck with you, you can join my life.
But that's what she was asking, and that's how I
yeah.
agree. I would do.
That's why I'm asking.
No, but that's just what it is, and vice versa. A woman ain't just gonna be with a man that can't do shit because she needs the protection.
So does
he might be able to cock her.
But
Slap that dick on her, and
That's
she,
true.
and she good with that.
So does a woman have to earn that, or is that the baseline provision for you?
if I'm into her, it's already embedded that that's what's gonna happen.
I'm not talking about being into her already, because if you're into someone, you'll make the investment. I'm
You're
talking about
when you meet her.
When you meet her,
if
and
she
it's
don't
very
got shit
clear.
together.
Similar to if I'm on a date and a man is like, yeah, I drive a bus, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
I think it goes to what Esso says. What's the vibe? Because if a lot of people, this life shit is hard. So there's a lot of shit people don't have.
So the way that some women, I say some women would look at bus drivers. By the way, the women that look at bus drivers like they don't have that shit together.
I don't
Most
understand
bus drivers have better
Got money.
401ks
They making
and
six
benefit
figures.
packages and pension plans than anybody else.
They're
But carry
bugging.
on.
That's why I'm like, I
They
don't
don't
understand what they're talking about.
However, for
Go
some
for it.
women where they are turned off by that idea, right? Because it sounds boring, not because it doesn't sound stable, but because it sounds
It's not
boring.
provocative.
It's not provocative. Men have that same sort of idea
In what way?
and bias around women who work in nightlife, women who work as sex workers, that kind of stuff.
But you know
gets
what that
tricky,
is?
right?
Nightlife and
So-
sex workers is a
Yo, Bridget.
whoa.
Nightlife
Bridget.
and sex workers.
Bridget.
Yo, she shooting Steph Curry from
Yo,
3
Bridget.
from the logo
Did you
right
say
now.
a bus driver?
Sex worker? You comparing a bus driver to
let him finish
I'm
this thing.
I'm comparing the bias that women have against men who have safe jobs versus the bias that men have against women that have jobs that put them in front of a lot of different
Bridget,
men.
I'm gonna say this, right?
I'm saying
No,
the
no, I'm
bias.
gonna
I'm
say-
saying the bias. I'm comparing the bias.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why the men have bias.
Sex workers getting burnt down.
I'm gonna tell you why. You have to understand.
It depends. If
As
they're
a
on,
man,
if they're on OnlyFans, just if
No,
they
no,
got
no,
a
no,
feet
no,
only, a
no.
feet OnlyFans, and that's how they survive.
A
Is that
feet
a problem?
OnlyFans to me is in the sex worker.
That is a sex worker.
A
That's a
feet
fetish.
OnlyFans?
yeah.
That
but
is a
here's what-
fetish. That's a kink. People
But here's
pay for
what's gonna
that.
happen with those girls, right? Eventually, they have to turn up the dial, and then people are gonna say, "I got 10,000 for you to let a man nut on your feet." Quick now, if she does it, now you allow the man to do that to you. Now, am I gonna be comfortable with my future lady knowing you let random niggas nut on you or a nigga you cool with to go keep getting this money? Because that money shit trumps a lot of things.
I understand, but that's why I asked, because I think what it comes down
It's tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you.
there's biases on both sides. Is my point. I'm comparing the bias, not the professional. I'm comparing the bias because I know.
That's a tough analogy, but go ahead.
It's not. I know.
Yes, it
I
is.
know. It's not because at the end of the day,
They're all cringing.
But we
the
have no
same
women
way
here,
that
so we can't say
the
nothing. We got
same
no
way
women.
that women might go home to their families and be like, "Yo, I met this amazing man. He loves me so much.
He's a bus driver.
He's a bus driver." Her family might look at her and be like, "Okay, but is he what kind of bus? Like, what kind of bus are we talking about? We talking about MTA?
Does he own the bus?
Does he own the bus?
Does he own the bus
Those
company?
are the types of questions that women get asked. The same way, if you go home and tell your family,
There's no questions. She's a sex worker. Fuck is you doing?
What the fuck is you doing?
Ain't no questions,
And not even
though.
a sex worker. She could just work in nightlife and be a bottle girl.
But you know-
are you sure?
but here's the-
Everyone's gonna question
That's a good
it.
one. A bottle girl's question.
But you know why?
That's what I'm saying.
But Bridget,
They're
Bridget,
questions.
I got
Bridget,
you
night-
on that game.
Hold on, hold
Bottle
on.
girl's
But,
question.
but nightlife is based on selling the fantasy or the possibility of sex or obtaining it. That's what nightlife is. And guys are like, are we trying to win? Women are like,
Again.
am I gonna meet the best man? Am I gonna get a good one night
Again.
stand? I'm gonna get money.
Again, there are character assessments being made about a bus driver like there are about bottle girls.
That's what
my
she
point.
said. That's but listen.
You're making a
and when she
character
first-
assessment
when
based
she
on the line of
first
work,
said
and I
it-
hear you. The same way that a woman would be like, a man who drives a bus has no ambition. He doesn't want more for himself. Those are the characteristics.
That's crazy. She right.
This is how women view it.
When she first said
those
it,
are the
I didn't hear it.
characteristics those are the kind of judgments that get made
Bridget,
preemptively.
Bridget, the shotgun and the sniper rifle you're delivering is on point. I don't disagree with you. The element is just ill.
We're making
the example is ill. No, you're right.
We're making character assessments
Bridget.
based on a bias that we don't have to adhere to. You don't.
Bridget, come on now.
You don't.
Bridget, come on.
You
now.
don't.
Bridget.
That's why I said if you're a man that makes a certain amount of
Listen,
money,
I
would you
agree.
date a bottle
See,
girl?
This
You
is
wouldn't.
What, see, this
I think
is,
so.
No,
this
you
is the
would
guy.
not.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you would not.
No, you would
You
fuck
would
up.
not.
Niggas
You
have
would
niggas
not
have
date
dated
her.
Bernice.
No.
You're not marrying Bernice.
You're not. Dating
not.
Brown is
Dating
not
and
what
married
it
is two different things. If you saying, oh, they're gonna get married, no.
Dating Bernice
But
Burgos. Dating Bernice Burgos
If you-
is taking her to a place to fuck her.
At this point in life,
you talking about?
most women at our age demo are dating to marry. We're not
course.
dating to have fun. We're not here on that here for a good time, not a long time shit. We trying to be locked down. So no, that's out of the question. If you were a man with a certain level of economic status, you're not pursuing seriously a bottle girl.
The only
You're
one
not.
that has done that is Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever his
Soccer
name
player.
is, the soccer player.
And he's a spicy white man, so
He's
we're
the
not.
only, he's the only one. And he's Spanish, and his bra
is
was
my
Spanish
point,
too.
and this is my
And he
point.
was different. Yes.
Bridget Kelly.
Yes.
This is why we need her in this podcasting media world. You know what I'm saying?
But I am
Thank
gonna
you,
And
say
shout out
this.
to the bottle girls who are respectable, putting themselves.
No, some bit they
Putting
are bottle
themselves
girls
out there
that's trying to make
working.
money, but
Yeah.
it's the same way they talk about music business nigga. Oh, he's a music business nigga. He's trash. He's an athlete. He's trash. Like it's the same way. So I'm not mad at you, bottle girls. There are some good ones, but
Yeah.
like the music business dudes,
I'm
there
not-
are some bad
At
ones
the
that
end of
make
the
y'all
day,
look bad.
at the end of the day, stop making character assessments about people whose character you don't fucking know. go. And you can give your opinions on any number of things in this world, whether you've experienced them or not, because everybody has a podcast and everybody has a microphone and everybody
That's true.
everybody is
Y'all
him and
not
her.
good though. Y'all not good though.
But at the end of the day, as far as actually
Him and
dealing
her.
with people in real life and in real
a different
time, you
experience.
cannot treat them like content. People are not fucking content in real life. You gotta stop treating people like it's content, because when all that content shit fucking runs out and you've treated people badly, you're gonna be a sad, sorry, miserable person. That's that on that.
BagFuel, like, subscribe, super thanks, ring the bell so you can get the shows before everybody else do.
And buy the SO t-shirts immediately.
Yo, DM me, ESSOWRLD on the gram in case y'all don't know, because y'all can't read when Ghost write
Can
our
I get a
name
free
in there.
t-shirt? Because you missed my wedding and I was
Yeah,
really sad
I
about
said,
that.
damn, I left y'all a card. I got a card for you too with
I
my
was really
wife's check
sad.
in it.
I was
I know.
like,
He told me.
I'm gonna
like,
tell you off
Tam,
camera
I
why I
need-
missed it. I'm gonna tell you off camera.
no,
why
well,
I missed it.
you let me know what came up, and I was like, yo, I'm never gonna tell you not to. But
Yeah.
that's that on that.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.